Hi, this is Tutor Nick P, and this is Word Origin 63. The word origin today is lame duck. Okay, let's take a look at the note here. If someone is described as a lame duck, the speaker is being critical of that person. So they're criticizing them. They might be mocking them or making fun of them, of that person, because he or she is no longer successful, or basically he's lost a lot of power. Nowadays, it is used with politicians who have little real power left because he or she is at the end of their term, okay, and will not be returning. Other politicians or adversaries realize there is no point to deal with him or her anymore because someone new will take their position or their power very soon. And any new deal may not even be honored by the new person, or maybe it will be totally canceled by that new person. The origin of this phrase actually comes from the stock market, believe it or not. And was used to refer to investors who could not pay their debts. Yeah, there was a time in the stock market where they allowed investors to buy stocks on credit. So if they really ran into trouble and they bought too many stocks and they couldn't cover them, they got wiped out, and they couldn't honor what they were supposedly bought anymore. So they couldn't honor their debts. It just came down to that. So those investors were referred to as lame ducks. Okay. All right, it's commonly used. Lame duck was another term often used. Because we still today use bull and bear, but all three used to be used at one time. The reason why someone with no money or assets was called a lame duck is related to the British game of cricket. Okay. The cricket's a little bit like baseball. There is a batter, or in cricket they call him a batsman, and he tries to hit the ball, and maybe he could run between. It's really just like two areas, and then he could score runs, just like in baseball too. So there are a lot of similarities, but they're still very different games. But anyway, let's continue. So if a batsman didn't score any runs in when he was up, his score of 0 was thought to resemble a duck's egg. So it looked a little bit oval, so it looked like a duck's egg. So that's why they started calling these investors lame ducks, because they didn't have anything anymore. They had 0 left. Okay, and so that's basically it. So it's strange. That's where we came lame duck from. First, it was from the idea of the stock market, and from the stock market, it came from the idea of the British game cricket. Anyway, so let's give one example here. He can no longer get any of his policies passed from his agenda because he has become a lame duck after losing his re-election bid. Okay, anyway, I hope you got it. I hope it's clear. I hope it was informative. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.